Yo, what's going on, guys? D-ReeKs here. We're playing some Call of Duty Ghost. I was thinking recently, there's this kid in my class who just broke his arm. He was fine before exams. I see him after exams, and he's got this big fucking cast on his arm. And I've been through a lot of injuries, and I got to thinking how I broke my arm, so I thought it'd be pretty cool to share that story. Oh, okay. That'd be pretty cool to share the story of how I broke my arm. Basically, I didn't break my arm. I broke my elbow. And like, I don't know the exact name of the bone of the whatever it is that I broke, but I broke my elbow. Which means that every time I would bend my arm, it would fucking kill. When you have a broken arm, you don't want to bend it. You don't want to move it, okay? You don't want to fuck up it any more than it already is. I broke my elbow like this. The elbow was broken. I don't know how I managed to break my elbow, but I know I landed right on it. Basically, I was 7 years old, I think. Yeah, 7 years old. And I was at a birthday party. Like, you know those indoor birthday parties with, like, they have, like, the bouncy castle and the indoor playground. It was just fucking awesome when you got invited. This was one of those. And I had a huge bouncy castle, and this bouncy castle was like an actual castle. So there was an inside, there was an outside, there was like a little bridge and a, what's it called, a plank, like a foam plank. Everything was just, it was awesome, it was heaven. So I was having fun, you know. It was girls versus boys trying to take over the fort or whatever it was. It was girls versus guys. And somehow the girls started off on the inside. And me being the genius I was, I devised a genius plan to try and take the girls out of the castle. What I thought would be great to get them out would be to listen to what they were saying through the walls of the castle. Basically, there was the castle, okay, and then there was like a catwalk kind of thing around the outside of the castle you could walk around. And it was probably, I'd say, 7 feet off the ground. What I did was I went on the catwalk and started listening through this mesh window. It was like a see-through mesh window, so they could see me, I could see them. I didn't think they could see me, alright? So I was over there and I told the guys to wait for my call. And I guess one of the more hefty girls at the party decided that she wanted to knock me off this catwalk. So her and 3 other girls decided to body slam the side of the fucking wall that I was leaning up against, 7 feet off the fucking ground, a 7-year-old kid. They body slammed, and I guess I decided to break my fall from 7 feet in the ground. I thought I was flying. Like, I don't know, it doesn't seem that high, but for me, I thought it was fucking flying. It was like I was floating in the air, and I landed on both elbows. So this elbow broke, and I go to the doctor, and this doctor was a fucking retard, I'm telling you. He's like, okay, I broke my arm like this, alright? So I broke my arm like this. So I was holding like this when I walked into the emergency room. With one arm, my elbow bent, just kind of like in like the fetal position, trying not to move anything, okay? So I had to limp into the emergency room. When I got there, the guy said, they took an x-ray, they checked it out, it was broken, alright? So I've accepted the fact by now. I'd never broken a bone up until then, but I've accepted the fact. And I went into the doctor's office, and they said that they were going to put a cast on me. So I thought they were going to leave my arm like this or just like reposition or something. But instead, what this guy did was he said, we need to straighten your arm out. You do not understand how much pain that was. Like, that fucking killed. Like, a broken elbow. Like, the joint, like, this is broken. It's broken, okay? It broke, and he wanted to move my elbow like this to put the cast on straight. So I'm like, okay, this is gonna fucking hurt. He didn't want to put me on any kind of drug or something so I'd be sleepy or whatever. So he put me in a straight cast. So I got in that cast. I go home the next day. I was a little depressed. I couldn't play hockey. I couldn't play video games. I don't know what to do. All right. So I get home. I'm kind of all moping and sad. And then I get a call from the emergency room. And the emergency room says, or the doctor calling says that they put the cast on wrong. I'm like, oh fuck me. Now what do I do? So I had to head back to the emergency room. And they said that I had to have my cast put on in a 90-degree angle. So they had to cut this fucking cast off, and they had to put a fucking 90-degree cast, which means I had to bend my arm all over again. Yeah, so I went, got my arm fixed. Fucking so much pain, unnecessary pain. And that was the end of my broken arm story. And basically I got home, and I ended up, actually, yeah, this is how I got into gaming also. After I broke my arm, I got home. My mom kind of felt bad for me, and she said, you know what, you want a PlayStation 2? And I got a PlayStation 2. And I started playing it like crazy, and then I got the PS3 for Christmas and PS4, and here I am now. So basically, that's how I broke my arm. Never trust any doctors, because they're all liars, and they just trying to hurt you. Thanks to that doctor, I have emotional trauma. I never want to be in a cast again. Up until now, I've never broken another bone, but I have had like many injuries. Like I've lost I have a few fake teeth. I've gotten lots of stitches. Just like, I'm a mess, really, but that broken arm story was probably the scariest, definitely, or the most painful story, I'd say. Definitely breaking my elbow was the worst. I don't know exactly what bone it was. I'll put an X-ray on screen so you guys can see what bone it actually was that I broke. Alright guys, that's about it. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, drop a like. If you want to see more, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. I'm out.